till you see the video we're about to show you. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez going absolutely berserk seconds after the Green New Deal brutally dies in the Senate. Oh yes, I love my Freedom reports that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went berserk during a congressional hearing over her Green New Deal and theatrically exclaimed, at one point, you're going to see it, that people are dying. Watch this.
But aside from that, when we talk about the concern of the environment as an elitist concern, 1 year ago, I was waitressing in a taco shop in downtown Manhattan. I just got health insurance for the first time a month ago. This is not an elitist issue. This is a quality of life issue. You want to tell people that their concern and their desire for clean air and clean water is elitist? Tell that to the kids in the South Bronx, which are suffering from the highest rates of childhood asthma in the country. Tell that to the families in Flint, whose kids have their blood is ascending in lead levels. Their brains are damaged for the rest of their lives. Call them elitist. You're telling them that those kids are trying to get on a plane to Davos? People are dying. They are dying. And the response across the other side of the aisle is to introduce an amendment 5 minutes before a hearing in a markup. This is serious. This should not be a partisan issue. This is about our constituents in all of our lives. Iowa, Nebraska, broad swaths of the Midwest are drowning right now, underwater. Farms, towns that will never be recovered and never come back. And we're here and people are more concerned about helping oil companies than helping their own families? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is about our lives. This is about American lives. And it should not be partisan. Science should not be partisan. We are facing a national crisis. And
does she ever shut up? We are facing a national crisis. Oh wait, so the Green New Deal is only national? It's not global? Oh, okay.
If we do not ascend to that crisis, if we do not ascend to the levels in which we were threatened at the Great Depression, when we were threatened in World War II, if we do not ascend to those levels, if we tell the American public that we are more willing to invest and bail out big banks than we are willing to invest in our farmers and our urban families, then I don't know what we're here doing. I don't know what we're here doing.
Yeah, you sound like you're just going off the rails there. Talking about farmers and supporting our farmers, that's what President Trump's been doing since day one. I don't know where you've been. Oh, I'm sorry, you were busy making martinis at the taco shop, okay? While President Trump was making America great again. She went off the rails, spouting all kinds of conspiracy theories and lies. You know, it was earlier today, Chuck Schumer and the band of nutjob senators all went in front of the cameras, holding a press conference, literally screaming that we're all going to die if we don't do something. That the urgency of the hour is here upon us, and if we don't do something right this second, we will all perish. Our children will perish. The world will burn up if we don't do something. And they were complaining that McConnell hosted a vote for their Green New Deal. So there you have Mitch McConnell saying, here it is. You guys really want to do something? Here it is. We'll put it on the floor for a vote. But they're so urgent. There's such a sense of urgency that they wouldn't even pick up the pen to paper to cast their vote. Unreal. Now, back to Ocasio-Cortez. She's totally wrong. Okay? Cities are underwater. Okay? That's not because of global warming. Okay? The Green New Deal has been heavily criticized for how much it would cost taxpayers. $100 trillion, I think, is the insane number. All that free stuff that she keeps promising, yeah, it's pretty expensive. Experts argue it will literally end all civilization if implemented and destroy the country. In fact, the socialist measure is so bad that top environmental groups are warning that the socialist plan could literally bankrupt the country and lead to half of the population starving. It was after zero senators voted in favor of her socialist Green New Deal. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez released a pathetic excuse to save herself from the utter embarrassment. It wasn't long after her socialist measure failed miserably in the Senate, she took to Twitter and claimed zero Democrats voted in favor of the Green New Deal because she encouraged them to vote present. Remember, we reported on this just last night after the vote. Because I encouraged them to vote present. McConnell tried to rush the Green New Deal straight to the floor without a hearing. Okay. And again, I'll reiterate what I said last night. They want to have a hearing. They want to have hearings on this? Why not just get it done? If there's such a sense of urgency, don't waste your time in committee hearings grandstanding. You got a planet to save, honey. Better get to it. Instead, you go ahead and tell all your people to vote present. Now, that pathetic excuse came after the Senate voted 57-0 to reject the Green New Deal. Tuesday afternoon, the full Senate voted on her socialist measure. Not a single senator voted yes on it. 0 senators voted yay, with 57 voting nay, 43 Democrats voting present. Following that shameful display by the Democrats' Majority Leader Mitch McConnell released a video here, we'll show you right now, highlighting the Democrat pretenders. Watch this.
So what do we want? Green New Deal. And when do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Green New Deal.
And when do we want it?
Now.
Our planet is in peril, and we need to be bold.
Does the Green New Deal go too far?
No. You cannot go too far on the issue of climate change.
I see it as a jumpstart. So I would vote yes.
Green New Deal, I'm in all the way.
Climate change is an urgent crisis, an existential threat to our country and our planet.
Climate change is an existential threat.
We cannot deny the devastating consequences of climate change. We must act now.
This is probably the most remarkable vote. This is the guy, he's the sponsor of the legislation, and he voted present himself. This is the guy that introduced it. One of the sponsors. Unbelievable.
We have a crisis on our hands now. We have to rise to this challenge.
So what do we want? Green New Deal.
On this vote, the yeas are 0, the nays are 57, and 43 senators responded present.
So what do we want? Green New Deal. And when do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Green New Deal.
And when do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it? Well, not right this minute. We're all going to vote present because we don't really want it that bad. I mean, that was probably one of the weakest displays I've ever seen. Jim Hoft, the Gateway Pundit, he notes that after bloviating for weeks about the existential threat of climate change, not one Democrat had the guts to support the monstrosity that would destroy the entire U.S. economy in less than 5 years. But yet, we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez flying off the rails in Congress. Flying off the rails. Pounding her fist, waving her hands. We're all gonna die! We're all gonna die! They've been saying this stuff for how long? Global warming, ice caps are melting, we're all gonna die. Global warming, climate change is the biggest hoax ever perpetuated against the people of this planet. the citizens of the United States in world history. And it's only there because the Democrats want to use it as a method of control. They want to scare you into submission. And they want to do it, oh, because we're going to protect the future generations. It's a lie. It is a lie, 100%. And these people should all be ashamed. But lying is what they do best. They have no shame. And they have no soul either. Comment below. We'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. I hope you enjoyed that report. Now it's time to have a serious conversation. What would you do if disaster strikes? Is your family ready? Earthquakes, hurricanes, grid failure, the Middle East war spiraling out of control. These are all real threats. So do not delay, okay? I don't want your family to perish in a disaster. Go to preparewithgary.com right now to prep your family if disaster strikes. Do not be caught off guard. You will regret not getting the survival food that I trust for my family at preparewithgary.com. Head on over there right now. The link is right below. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.